Hello, my name is Ashley Weathers, and I read the book The Dark Side of Innocence by Terry Shaney, Growing Up Bipolar. Uh, it was a really good book. I really enjoyed reading it. I felt like as I was reading it, I could understand how she felt growing up with this disorder. I felt like I seen what she wrote. I was there. The history of this disorder, the case, is just, it started off when she was 7 years old. And at this time, she knew something was wrong with her, but she had no idea that it could result to being bipolar later on down the road. The symptoms that were shown, she were depressed, she slept a lot, she was angry sometimes, or sometimes she was happy. It was this one incident when she was younger, and it was about 7 or 8. She was sitting at this. It was time for supper, and usually she sits by her father. Her father comes in around this time when it's dinner time. And usually she sits by her father because they were so close. She just loved her father. But her older brother, Zach, he had sat in her spot. She had asked her brother to move the first time. He told her no. And her mother said, Terry, let your brother sit there. Let your brother sit there this time. You always sit by your father. And she did not like that at all. So she told her brother again, Zach, can you move? I want to sit in that seat. I want to sit next to our father. He still didn't move. So this black beast that was inside of her, that controlled her mind sometimes, that made her want to do, wrong things to hurt people, was, saying, stab him, stab him, stab him, stab him. So she asked Zach again for the third time, Zach, can you move? Zach didn't move, so she took a fork and she stabbed her brother. And after that, she felt bad, and she went to her room. She was, wanting to commit suicide because she just did this wrong thing, and she did not want to hurt her father's feelings because she loved her father, loved making him happy, wanted to do anything to make him happy. But days went on, and she felt good about what she did because she had never went to such extent to actually hurt someone, or the black beast never came over her and said actually hurt somebody as far as physically. Terry had everything she wanted as a childhood. Her parents did everything for her, gave them everything they could possibly give them. She was in Catholic school. She was an honor student. She did class president at a young age, 7 or 8, and her teachers loved her. Her classmates loved her. They voted for her for everything. She was such an intelligent girl. She even corrected her teachers at times, and they loved her. Now, when the Black Beast did come over her, she would miss school. She would pretend, tell her mother she was sick. She would act like she had a fever. She would make herself throw up. She would just do anything to miss school because she did not want the Black Beast to come out at that time frame while she was in school, because she didn't want to hurt any of her classmates or her teachers. She didn't want anyone to see that side of her. She didn't want to tell anyone that I have this inside of me and I don't know what it is. She tried to commit suicide one time. Her mother got ready to go to work. She told her mother she didn't feel good. Her father couldn't stay with her, so they said a babysit will be over. You'll be home. 30 minutes to an hour by yourself. Is that okay? She was fine with that. So because she knew she wanted to commit suicide, so she went to her mother's room and she got a bottle of pills that her mother was taking. She didn't know what it was for. She just knew that if she took a large amount of them, she would die, and she won't have to worry about this thing that was inside of her. And her father, who she loved dearly, wouldn't see this side of her. So she took 6 or 7 pills, and all she knew was that she just felt sleepy. She was sleepy. She slept for days and days. Wake up, go back to sleep. Wake up, go back to sleep. And her parents just figured, oh, well, she really is sick. So she wasn't telling a story this time. Although her mother always knew that nothing was wrong with her, she just thought she was sick, crazy sick, not as in a flu sick. She just always thought she just wanted to miss school and didn't care, you know. So after trying to commit suicide, she really felt like she wanted to tell her father what was going on, and but she knew she couldn't because he would look at her differently, and the bond that they had, she did not want to risk that because she felt like if as long as she made her father happy, he would never leave her mother. And that was because her mother always accused him of cheating, or these dreams that he had she didn't care about, and just stuff like that. So Terry felt as young as 7, she felt like she just always had to make him happy to keep him there. And she knew Terry knew at a young age how to get her way, how to manipulate people. She manipulated her mother by saying, "You don't want daddy to go, do you? So let me do this, or I'm going to sit in the front seat because you're going to argue with dad and you don't want him to go, do you?" As she got older, high school, she started drinking, before she would even drive to these parties, just to feel like accepted. She knew that if she had drunk alcohol, that this whole new person would come out of her. Black Beast would be come out of her, and she would say the things that she knew she couldn't say if she were sober. That's how she gained attention with different guys. That's how she gained some of her friends. How she was cheerleader, captain cheerleader. Her father had gave her a sports car at the age of 16, and she knew how to manipulate boys, like saying, "Oh, come check my car out, come look at my car, my dad got me a sports car, you want to take a ride?" And that would eventually lead to, "Oh, we should hang out, or we should date," stuff like that. So Terry knew how to manipulate and always get her way. Terry wasn't actually diagnosed with bipolar until after high school, going towards college. I'm sorry. um, Terry wanted to go to New York. Well, she got accepted to the school in New York, and she felt like if she had went as far away from California as she could, that the black beast would stay there and wouldn't come follow her. So she did that, and when she got there, she felt overwhelmed, and she knew right then and there that she was gonna have to deal with it because the black beast was not going anywhere. She decided to become first, she was a lawyer for different entertainers in that business, and then she felt like, well, I have this disorder, so I feel like I need to help other people. I need to tell other people about this, like it's okay to live on with this disorder. And that's exactly what she did. So now she's a advocate for bipolar disorder. She helps other people. She writes books explaining how she got through it, what happened to her at a young age, and that's just it. Thank you.